Thanks for the opportunity to join. As you can imagine, what is most on my mind right now is cancer care, and cancer research. I'm very concerned about the long-term effects of disruptions in cancer care that are due to the pandemic. People with cancer are at increased risk for bad outcomes from COVID-19. And we don't really have an understanding of why that is exactly, or which patients are going to do worse or why. And those are really important questions, but that really is just the beginning to us, because the pandemic is really disrupting cancer care in some very important ways. And we think the negative effects of this disruption in cancer care will persist for years to come. We believe, for example, through modeling efforts we've done, that we'll see excess cancer deaths as a result of the pandemic that may last for a decade after this is all over. So, for example, in cancer of the colon and the breast, where we have the best models for our analysis, we expect to see on the order of 10,000 excess cancer deaths over the next 10 years due to disruptions in care. This is because of reduced screening, fewer colonoscopies and mammograms, but also for reduced care. People are not going to their doctors for so-called elective diagnoses. And so the disruptions to cancer care have been very significant. Some of that has been prudent. Obviously, hospitals and clinics have needed to restrict their capacity to protect their patients and their caregivers during the pandemic. But we believe at the NCI that getting back to full cancer care as quickly as possible for our patients is really, really important. Well, we're also very worried about the effects of the pandemic on cancer research. So as you can imagine, we've seen decades of great progress in cancer in terms of cancer mortality from a variety of efforts in prevention and diagnosis and treatment and screening. And those have really been paying off. And now we don't want to see this pandemic disrupt cancer research to the extent where we will change that very positive trajectory that we've been experiencing for the last 2 decades. And we're worried that the decreased accrual to clinical trials that the pandemic has caused, and the decreased ability of institutions to do research, and the decrease of regulatory agencies like the FDA to investigate and approve new therapies, all of these things could conspire to really disrupt this engine of cancer research that's been so successful in recent years. And so we're trying, through collective action, to get our research community and our cancer care community back to full speed as quickly as possible, so that we can minimize the impact of the pandemic on patients with cancer and really fulfill the National Cancer Institute's mission of ending cancer suffering for all Americans.